So I went for my 8 kilometer walk. It was complete, there was like no clouds in the sky at all. It was really, really hot. I think it would have been about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And so the sun was just blaring, no clouds. And I mean, not one single cloud in the sky. And so, yeah, and 8 kilometers. And I took my cat. We went in the stroller, and that's why I look the way I look. It was very hot, and of course, when I came home, look at that. When I came home, I had to kind of wet down, so I took a shower. So the cool air or the cool water helped to cool my body down, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. So yeah, I did my 8 kilometers. I came back home, I took a shower, I relaxed, I made myself some supper because now um, it's going on 2 o'clock and I eat my meal between 2 and 6. So I had blackberries. I had blackberries with low fat milk. I also had a salad, a coleslaw, and I am getting really, really creative with my salad. So if I have any type of seeds, I'll sprinkle the seeds on, or if I have nuts, I'll put the nuts on it. You have to be creative. And so I did have some apples left over, so I shredded up some apples and I sprinkled them on. Oh, it was so good. And I make my own salad dressing with a little bit of, I don't have the Celtic salt, but I did use the pink Himalayan salt. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil, a little bit of organic honey that the lady from the church gave me. So I thought like it was just a beautiful gift. I mean, when somebody gifts you something that they're actually thinking, right? So she knew that I'm on this health journey, and that organic is like what I agree with, the route that I choose to go. And so she gave me some organic honey. So I sprinkled some of that on, and oh my gosh, that was the best coleslaw I've ever had. I love my cabbage. It's just really expensive to buy. So what I buy it in is the small packets of coleslaw. And that's what I had. So that will be my supper. That will be my one meal of the day. And listen, I'm not starving. I'm not starving. You can go 3 days fasting. You're aware of that, right? On a water fast, you can go 3 days. And you know, there's people that go longer than that. I'm just choosing to kind of like detox my body. But if you wanted to reset your body, you would fast for, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to say if you wanted to detox your body or reset it, right? Kind of press that button so it restarts. You would fast for 3+ days, right? So, and that's a water fast. So that would be like water that has the minerals in it that you need. So definitely, you have to be very aware of potassium, magnesium, and sodium. Those are the three things that I focus on: is sodium, which is the pink Himalayan salt, or the Celtic salt, which I can't afford right now. And potassium, I need potassium desperately. I can't find it anywhere. And magnesium. Magnesium I can't afford right now. So I will be getting all those supplements before I go grocery shopping because I do need them. And I'm finding that, I don't know if you can tell, but I used to have lines from dehydration, and those lines are gone. And I've been using the Himalayan salt. Every time I drink water, I take a little tiny bit, put it on my tongue, let it dissolve on my tongue, and then I drink my water. And I'm telling you, for some reason, the pink Himalayan salt, it literally makes the cells open up and encourages the water, when you do drink water, that your body hangs on to it. A lot of the times, if you're just drinking water and you're not taking that little bit of Celtic salt or salt, pink Himalayan salt, not the ionized salt, do not touch that, right? Don't touch it. But the Celtic salt or the pink Himalayan salt, If you take that, it opens up the cells and helps the water get into the cells and stay there. And that's what's going to hydrate you. So just be aware of that. And don't take my word for it. I don't take anybody's word. I research it. Even if it's a doctor, I research it, right? And I learned that years ago because baby powder, I used on my kids all the time. And baby powder will cause cervical cancer. So just be aware of that. And it does. It does. So, yeah, so the walk was good. So I've actually, I've used up a lot of the calories. I also have some kefir. I was able to get one extra bottle of kefir, and I'm going to have it prior to going to bed tonight. I'm not going to have it in the morning because I only have a little bit left in the bottle. So I'm going to have 1 8-ounce bottle tonight before I go to bed to replenish my gut microbiome from anything that perhaps I ate or, well, wouldn't be eat because I eat one meal, but from anything that I took in that was not helping my gut, right? So even if you have a cup of coffee, I have chosen not to drink coffee for a week because apparently coffee will dehydrate you. So I have chosen to have green tea with no milk with cinnamon, which is an anti-inflammatory. So that's what I'm going to do for a week. 1 week only, because I love my coffee. And trust me, it takes all my energy not to go in that kitchen and to turn on that coffee pot. It's a real testament to how much strength I have. I mean, think about it. I quit smoking, and I smoked for 47 years, yeah. One day I said, that's enough. I've had enough. I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to smell like a cigarette. I want my teeth to be nice and white. I don't want to do this. And I did. Right? So if you got the guts, you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. Yeah. Anyhow, I am going to be working on a dream catcher. I'm going to do the webbing. I noticed on the video that I made of when I first started the dream catcher that you weren't able to see. I thought you were really, but by the time the video was done, I wasn't going to remake it. So I did finger knitting on the hula hoop. And I did that with faux fur. So it's going to be really soft. I'm going to put 2 hand holes on it that are white or brown, one or the other. And I might do the rope around. I'll show you that when I do it though. But it's 2 hand holes on the side of the dream catcher. But first off, now that I've got the faux fur on the outside, the next thing I'm going to do is the webbing, and that I'm going to make sure that you can see. So I'm going to put the camera up as high as I can so that you can see how I actually do the webbing, because I can get pretty into it. Yeah, I can get pretty into it. And sometimes, it kind of takes your mind off everything else, and it's like working in rote, where you don't even think about it. You just tie your knot, you move to the next one, and it's just, but it is such a relaxing, calming, activity. It's just amazing to bring you back into balance. It really is. It really is. So I'm going to be working on that today. When I went for my walk, I took so many pictures. I took pictures of trees and flowers and shrubs and all sorts of stuff because the greenery is in full bloom out there, and it is beautiful. And I noticed how tall the trees are getting. I mean, I've been living in the same place now for maybe 9 years, and it's amazing how fast they've grown. But then I also took a picture of some things I seen that really ticked me off. So I'm walking, it's beautiful water, beautiful landscape, there's animals. Oh, what did I tell you about that? There's animals and everything. It's absolutely thrilling. It's just beautiful. It's such a blessing that we have. And then I've come up close to where the railroad tracks are that I crossed. And there is a ton of garbage, okay? Okay, so here's what really ticks me off. Everybody is bitching and complaining about being homeless, and we want a home, and we want this, we want that, right? Well, you know what? If you can't take care of the land surrounding your home and pick up the garbage and not throw garbage down and not leave your cigarette butts laying on the ground, okay? You don't clean that crap up, then how clean you gonna keep your house? Like really? Like I'm tired of hearing it. But wait till I post the picture of what I seen. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was so beautiful and everything is so green, and then all of a sudden there's this big junk pile mess. Like just out in the back 40. It's like seriously, like, we were given this world to take care of it, and we are destroying it. We're destroying it. I can't believe it. And the trees are like so beautiful, and so tall, and so full of leaves. Like, it just makes me shake my head. If I ever seen anybody that I raised, one of my children, throw a cigarette butt or garbage on the ground, I think I would flip a lid. I think I would. And my kids, I have never witnessed them do that. Never. And they're lucky. Because if I did, I'd go up one side and down the other, right? I don't believe in that. I don't believe in littering. I don't believe in any of that. But I have never, ever seen my kids do that. Never. Yeah. So it's a very relaxing day. And as I said, once you start walking, your blood pressure will actually lower. Uh, I always assumed that when you start walking, you exert some energy that your blood pressure would get high. And in some cases it will. But when you're walking, the first 10 minutes, your blood pressure will lower. Mhm. Isn't that a wonderful thing, right? And that's good for me. That's good for me. So I forget what I wanted to tell you. Oh, yeah, what I wanted to tell you. I see, like, I don't know what's going to take place in my life, but I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in natural healing. I believe in holistics. I believe in, healing the earth and that the earth is, powerful in its own right. And I believe that the earth will speak to us. The animals will give us warnings. They will give us um, messages if you're apt to listen. So today, I couldn't believe how many animals and birds I seen. I was so surprised. And the biggest surprise is I seen a bird that I haven't seen since I was like 5, 6 years old. And well, actually would have been a little bit older than 5 or 6, maybe 7 or 8. And we lived on a farm, and there was a pond, a fairly big pond, and there was a mill down there. And we used to see birds and snakes and all sorts of critters back there, right? Anyhow, there's this one bird that I seen back in the day, and it was a red-headed kingfisher. Used to see it all the time when I was a little girl. Haven't seen it since, and I'm 63. Today, I pass by this inlet when I go for my walk, and there's a lot of cattails there and a lot of things like that. And I always watch for the animals. And today, I seen this red-headed kingfisher fishing. Yeah, he was fishing. He was sticking his head under the water, bobbing it up, coming up with little critters, whatever it may be. But absolutely beautiful. But I took so many pictures that literally I blew up my, what would you call it, your storage, right? So by the time I seen the kingfisher, I couldn't take a picture of him. Plus, he would have been really tiny because I was that far away from him, but I could see him because of the red cap, the red head that he had. So, kingfisher. So a kingfisher, it's a very, it's got a brilliant red hood on its head, right? But it means strength, and it means, wait, I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to mess it up, because I really do believe in messages. So we're gonna look it up. There's my glasses. Seeing a kingfisher is a good thing because it talks about prosperity and abundance. And trust me, I could use some right now. So it says, the vibrant colors of kingfishers have led them to be associated with wealth and prosperity in many cultures. They symbolize abundance and good fortune, and their presence may be seen as a sign of financial well-being. Not in my world, but I'm going to buy a ticket for the draw this weekend, that's for sure. So it promises abundance, new warmth, prosperity, and love. I don't know about the love part. We'll see. We'll see. So I seen two hawks flying really high in the sky, and hawks mean cultural and mythological significance, and it endures as a powerful symbol of strength, grace, and connection to the divine. Its soaring flight and sharp vision have inspired countless tales of prophecy, wisdom, and spiritual guidance. So I'm being guided toward prosperity. That's good. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's good. So the third animal, well, bird that I seen was a duck. I seen a mallard duck, and it was like just kind of cleaning its feathers and sitting on top of the water while I was walking. And I've seen this all at the same time, which is different for me. I usually see a lot of birds, a lot of animals, but this, I seen them all, they were all there. It was like a big party. So what it says about ducks. Ducks are symbols of emotional comfort, adaptability, and connectedness to nature. They embody grace and agility in navigating emotions. They represent transformation, new beginnings, and the ability to move on from the past. Oh my goodness. So you can't tell me this doesn't mean something, because I also saw two swans, a male and a female. So I saw two swans. I don't know if there was like babies. I don't know if there was babies, but I seen them as clear as day, and they were just kind of like nestled together in the water. And I'm telling you, all these animals I seen were all there at the same time. So swans, what does swan symbolize? So I also seen two swans, and they were just kind of nestled together in the water near the reeds, right? So, and all these birds were all in the same place, on the same waterway. So I was watching them off the bridge, and I seen every single one of them. Like, I mean, how beautiful can that be, right? So it says, what does the swan symbolize? Swans are powerful, and they are symbols that have been associated with a variety of positive qualities throughout history. They are seen as symbols of grace, beauty, love, fidelity, purity, transformation, wisdom, and royalty. Well, I don't know if I feel like I'm royalty, but see what else they say. Yeah. So swans are the twin flame spiritual bird. So I'm going to meet my twin flame. I thought I had, and then I had to lock. Just joking. Okay, so swans are the twin flame spiritual bird, universally known as the bird of beauty, grace, purity, loyalty, and they have grace twice here. The swans have the elements of air and water. The symbol of the divine bird and the soul. Two swans affectionately come together. They form a heart as they become one. I had no idea. Air and water. So swans represent air and water. And twin flames. Wow. So, seriously. Right? So, it was kind of like, I almost felt drawn to take a picture of these birds. And then when I tried to, my camera wouldn't work on my phone because I filled up my storage with the pictures I'd already taken, right? So, but I'm thrilled by being able to see nature. I absolutely love nature. I love animals. I love birds of prey. I mean, prey, think about it, right? They, the birds of prey, they soar up high in the sky. I seen these two hawks and they were just, they were circling. So they were hunting, but they were so beautiful and their wings were just massive. So, all these birds that I seen, they kind of tell me something. They're telling me that I'm going to be going into a period of prosperity in my life, whether that be physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, or maybe all the above. You never know. Wouldn't that be nice? And it also talks about twin flames. It talks about loyalty and fidelity. I mean, goodness, like, I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, those were the messages I got. Okay. So let's get on to the third part of the story. Now, I'm a senior. I'm 63 years old. I live in an area where I don't know anyone. I'm not related to anybody here. My kids don't live close. My family members don't live close. So I'm isolated. I have acquaintances, but not like I don't have a lot of friends. I have a lot of acquaintances. People that know me, and I have a large support system. I'm no problem with that. However, there's no one who has that tight bond to me. Well, today, I met somebody when I was going for my walk, just on the first leg of my 8 kilometer walk. I met a lady who I think she said she was 87, and she didn't look a day over 60. Like seriously, beautiful woman, short hair, white like mine, beautiful face, amazing smile, laugh that would like light up a room. Okay, and she is very bohemian in her dress. She's bohemian and spiritual in her thought pattern. We talked, and sometimes your twin flame doesn't have to be the opposite gender. Like it doesn't have to be a love partner. It could be someone who is connected to spiritually. And I felt that connection with this lady. And so many of the same interests. Like she makes jewelry. She's an artist, like, and has had her paintings sold. So I've had a lot of my creations sold also. But I'm not like famous. But yeah, I've sold a few things. I'm very creative, very artistic. So we have that in common. Our spiritual values are the same. I cannot walk, and we spoke about this. I can't walk past a tree that is aged, okay, without touching it. Yeah. So, there's a lot of trees where I go for my walk that are like, we're talking 3 feet in diameter, okay, like massive trees. And I guess you could call me a tree hugger because every time I go by one and I see one that's that old, I have to acknowledge the wisdom in that tree and the energy in that tree. And all living things have energy. And so I touch it. I'll put my hands on it and feel the energy. And this lady does the same thing. She said, we're going to be a group of tree huggers. So we did talk about maybe might be able to get a bunch of women together that want to walk that 8 kilometers with me because it's kind of sketchy at times. It's kind of scary because there's a lot of people who there's a lot of issues that deal with safety in that area where when I walk alone. So it would be good to have a group of women together of like minds, right? And so we're gonna see. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna see. But this lady makes jewelry. She has very bohemian type jewelry. Today she was wearing like this big metal. It looked like a shell, just massive. And that's the kind of jewelry I like. I like the gaudy, the big. I mean, her necklace wasn't gaudy, but me, myself, I don't like the big stones, but I don't mind the stone that's a little bit larger than normal stones like this, right? I don't mind the big stones. I like the slave bracelets. I know someone's going to say, oh, that's a bad terminology. It's just to explain what it is, okay? So I'm a slave to nature. I'm a slave to holistics. I'm a slave to my spirituality, okay? And so I have a bracelet that goes from the wrist to the finger. Yeah. So, you know, that's just something I do. I wear a lot of necklaces that have crystals on them, different crystals for healing. I wear them at different times. I wear them for healing in my health journey. I meditate on them. I hold them in my hand. I even tuck them in my bra sometimes. I carry a pooch around with me that has a stone of protection in it. So a lot of things like that. And this particular person that I met does the same thing, believes in the same thing. And actually, she remembers seeing me from the thrift store. And she had mentioned I was wearing a white set of coveralls. I'm having a real bad hair day. Anyway, I was wearing a white set of really baggy coveralls, kind of like 70s kind of retro style, right? And she liked them. And she asked where I got them. And so we spoke about where I purchased the overalls. And that was my first contact with this lady. However, I'm so excited because I believe that she's going to start a channel, and I'm going to show her how to hook it up. I'm not going to show her how to do it. She's quite capable of that, but I'll show her how to do the email thing and how to like open the channel itself. So yeah, we talked about that, and I can't wait because I can't wait to watch her create her designs. I'm so excited. I'm just itching to see her do it. Like I know I'm going to end up purchasing something. I used to have a nose ring. It's grown through, but I am going to get it re-pierced. The hole that I had was massive. The guy used a really big needle to punch it through. So I'm going to get someone who actually knows what they're doing, and I'm going to get my stone or my nose done again, and maybe she's going to create some type of jewelry that I like. I had one that was a chain. It went from my ear to my nose, and I would like to get one like that again. But the clip that goes to the nose, I want it to just be a clip. So I want it to be a piercing here and just a clip there. I don't want it piercing. But I do want to get another piercing on my nose and get a tiny little ring put in. And, you know, sometimes you can use that tiny little ring as a healing mechanism, right? They do it for headaches and for weight loss. I think they put the little ring in. But I do want to get mine re-pierced, and I'm going to have to save for it. But I am going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that. But I was so excited. So I just feel like this person that I met today is basically my twin flame. It's someone who, and she felt the same way. It's like we have so much in common that it was kind of freaky. Like, seriously, I'm ex-military. She was, like, there's just so many things that we had in common, and the military was one. So now I can't remember if she was in the military or if she worked for the military or if her father was, because we talked about a lot of things, but the military stuck in my head because I'm ex-military, right? And so when she said that, it was like, oh, okay, yeah. And there was so many things that we had in common and that we believed in the same way, right? So the big thing was that she also believes that all living things have energy. And that is my mainstay. That is what I stand by. So even the tiniest creature, you know what I'm saying? So this was a very eventful walk. It was relaxing. It was peaceful. I've seen so many animals and so many birds. I'm not even going to get into the animals, but I did see a coyote. Now, the coyote looked like he was kind of mange. So, you know, I mean, the way that they're building where I live, they're cutting out a lot of the green space, and we had a coyote in the field who was basically lost its home because it had a den along the fence where all the trees were, and they cut down all those trees. Yeah, so I've seen the coyote out there so many times, and today was another day. So, you know, and the wildflowers that are out there, and like, it was just amazing. And I will post some of the pictures from my walk so that you can see what I'm talking about. We're talking about trees that are like giants. They're like giants. And you know, Cutting down the trees to make room for a parking lot? You know, the trees are what cleanse our air, right? Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? So for every tree that's cut, I think they should have to plant one to take its place somewhere. So I shall see you in the next video. The good Lord be willing. Enjoy the pictures. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.